welcome Shaun from Impey to tell us about some of their temporary adaptations. So over to you, Shaun.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Hi there. I've had a look through all your names. I've seen some people I recognise there. So hello if we've met before. If not, my name's Shaun Hunt from Impey. I've been involved in technical in Impey and product development for 18 years now. And I know you think I don't look old enough, but yeah, it's one of those. So Impey was set up on level access showering. So I'm going to touch on level access showering, but not in the way that you think. What I want to do is spend a little bit of time today showing you a few of the different things that are available as maybe an addition to other products or something that you might want to put in, take out. And it all falls within the sort of temporary innovations that we've been talking about today. And the guys before me have, some of them have made some very good points about certain things, and I just want to add to that as we go along. Okay, so not everybody's cup of tea. They are not silver, they're not shiny, but they are very, very practical. What we found in the past, and as I say, I've been doing this for a long time now, is that little is good in a lot of cases, and less waste and less cost is even better. So when we look at the free standard screens, there's two versions of it there. There's a right angle version with two big panels on it. There's a slightly smaller version on there that you could make into a slightly different shape or enclosure if you need to. They are very, very light to use for anybody that's using them. They are made out of aluminium. They're powder coated. They've got a polycarbonate glazing, which is pretty much bomb proof. You could take any swipe at that, and you'd be very pushed to break it. They are very, very robust. They're very light. They've got no trap points in it. They've got very limited amount of dirt points in it, and they're pretty much based on our half-height screens that we supply into the market already. The fact that they can be folded up into something very, very small and quite easily put to one side enables you to be able to get as much access in as you want. But also means that even if you are in a chair, we can put one of these together that's small enough and nimble enough for you to be able to use it while you're in that shower area, to create a little bit of a space around yourself to be able to contain water. Or, at the end of the day, we're talking about, temporary situations. There's going to be a carer there, and these are really aimed at the carer putting these into a position. But they are very, very robust. They can be put onto a wet room, level access shower, or any one of the trays that we have or on the market as a temporary thing, and can be taken away for complete access onto the tray itself. Now, Stuart touched on a very, very good point earlier when he was talking about how a level access shower is potentially, a cost in a place where you might get people that are using the same accommodation but for different needs. We've got a very, very clever little device that we can use so that you can take a bath and take it out. You can put it back in. You can reinstate the wet room if somebody else needed that. And again, this could go on all the time. Once you've got a level access shower into the floor, especially something that's got some stability in there, enough stability for you to be able to use it as a standard floorboard, it's then covered with a vinyl floor. And you can put the bath back in over the top of it. You can put a panel in over there. You wouldn't even know that was in there. It wouldn't show up under the bath panel. The feet on most baths are adjustable so that you can get your levels back up, and it can be reinstated when you need to. And that's something that we've had for quite a while now in a few different guises, and we found that it can save a lot of money on the initial adaptation of a lot of different sheltered accommodations. And we do see quite a lot where level access is put in if it's needed, then well, we used to see quite a lot, and it all used to come out, and it used to cost somebody $2.5 to $3 grand for a reinstallation. So this is one of the things that we've done to stop that from happening, to save a bit of money, to save a bit of the environment, and enable products to be used in conjunction with each other, to save everybody a bit of money, a bit of time, and a bit of effort. And it's one of those things as well that in a lot of cases, if you were going to put a bath in or reinstate a bath for something that was in there before, bath waste tend to come out a little bit higher. We've already got a waste put into the floor, for the level access, which will enable a bath to be put back in over that. So there's no extra work involved in drilling through walls just to get the bath waste out if we've got this instated in there already. So freestanding shower trays. Now, as I said, we're pretty much the company's based on level access showers, but we do have a full range of freestanding shower trays. Now, we know that that's an important part of what we do in this industry. We know that level access isn't always achievable in this world. There are a few things that can stop it from happening: cost, floor build up, all the things like that. In most cases, level access is the answer, because it is that versatile. But as I say, it's not always the case. Now, this is a tray that we've had for a very long time. It has got quite a high threshold in it. And the reason I wanted to put this one up is so that you can see the reason why it's got such a high threshold. Now, this has got a gravity waste built into the footprint, into the height of it. Now, this enables you to be able to get a gravity drain out the side of it, and in some cases out through the existing bath waste hole that's already in the side of the wall. So this is going to save a little bit of work involved in adapting a bathroom for coming out of hospital or potentially a temporary use. By all means, you can put a pump on it and you can pump the water out, but again, that's another expense that you might need to try and avoid. As this is a temporary thing, this might be a case that that shower waste gets pulled out and you just wasted £250 when you didn't really need to have it. So this one itself, it's got a rigid freestanding outside on it. It can be put directly down onto carpet, vinyl, floor tiles, carpet tiles, anything you like, because it's not a permanent fix onto the floor, but you can fit it onto the wall with a very clever device that we do, which seals around the edges of these things, just in case you have a failure with your silicone seal. It can be supplied with wall plates as well. So if you wanted to bolt this to the wall to give it extra stability, that's also an option as well. Now, these can be used with the half-height screens that we saw in the last slide. There's enough room for one or two on there. The half-height portable screens that we supply, we can actually make them in 1500 long, with as many bends or hinges as you need in it. So 9 times out of 10, if you're putting something in that's not a permanent feature, the 1500 could be big enough to be able to go all the way around that tray to enable you to just be able to put one of those screens in and take it away when you're not using it. We have also got lower versions of this as well. We have a 24 mil and a 40 mil, which is available with a pumped waste. Now, as I said, it's easier really for everybody if you can get gravity in. This is what this one's designed for. The options of trying to get the waste out. The waste can be spun around so that you can exit out of any side wall of that tray without affecting the stability of it, but enabling you to be able to shorten that pipe run a little bit. So all in all, with this one, if you wanted to put this in on top of a floor and you wanted to be able to get gravity drainage out of there, you could run a 2.5 meter pipe run at 1 in 40 and still achieve gravity drainage. So it's one of those products that, although it might not be low threshold, it is very, very versatile when it comes to something that needs to be taken out after it's been used. The lower level versions, as I say, the 24mm Mantis and the 40mm Radiate, have got DIN B rated slip resistance on them, which is very important when you're dealing with shower trays. And the DIN B rating is like an in-between with enough slip resistance for most situations, but not a rough enough surface to to hurt your feet if people have got thin skin or sensitivity on the bottom of their feet. Very, very little maintenance with this. It's a standard gravity tray with a removable top flange that you can get to the dip tube and bucket, flush it out. You can see it's got an inspection cover on there if you needed to get to the waste underneath to whip that out and clean it out. So shower trays, a great option, especially these freestanding ones that could be taken out and put into storage if they're not going to be used. But again, it's one of those things. These things can be used more than once if necessary, but it's less waste if the stuff isn't going to be used again. So these things are made daily in the Midlands, in our manufacturing plant. All the products that I've showed you today are a standard product that can be ordered with a next day turnaround. We can make these doors special sizes for you if necessary, but most of them are made to fit the stuff that we sell as a standard product that we can deliver within 24 hours. We have got bespoke capabilities for a lot of things, including trays, including wet room formers, and there's a lot of manipulating trays that can be cut down to fit smaller areas if that's necessary. All in all, really, what I wanted to show you was really what the options can be if you wanted to put something in that wasn't going to be a permanent situation. If you want fitting advice on any of this stuff, give our guys in technical a call. If you want to go onto the website and have a look at these products, there's a couple of brochures you can download, but you can also download the spec sheets, which will give you a little bit more information about DIN B rating, anti-slip, but also fitting instructions and the specification sheets to what you can cut off and what you can do to manipulate these trays to fit a space that might not be standard. Thank you very much for your time. And if you've got any questions, please do feel free to drop them in the chat. Thanks, Paul.